I wanted something different. And for the person that's sitting at home right now that's watching this, that's all you need, is just to say, I'm done.
Yeah.
I want something different. And then if you call Racing for Recovery, we will help you and your family members learn how to not only attain sobriety, but sustain it through a new lifestyle.
You say family members too,
Yes.
so this is a team effort here.
Absolutely. Racing for Recovery was established in 2001, and we were the first ever program that combined the family members with the person battling addiction, because both sides are affected by this so greatly.
Yeah.
And both sides need help to understand how addiction starts and how to effectively end it and keep it that way.
I think maybe a family member might say, like, why don't you just understand what you're doing to us, what you're doing to your kids, or, and they don't understand what addiction really is and what it really does to a person.
100%. I empathize with family members who are saying just that. Why don't you stop? Look what you're doing to us. And as a former substance user, we don't know that.
Right.
We don't even know what we're really doing to ourselves, let alone the innocent bystander, i.e. the family members. And that's the benefit of having Racing for Recovery support group meetings, is because each side can understand what the other is going through.
And you have these support group meetings all the time, and even if you can't be there in person, you can experience these now online.
Absolutely. If you can't join us, every day of the week in-house at Racing for Recovery. On Thursday nights, we have a live stream support group meeting that goes across the globe, and people from all over the world can tune in. There's a live chat that you can ask questions on, but you can interact with other family members and learn how they help their loved ones sustain sobriety. It is a great free tool to be utilized by anybody in our community.
Anybody can use that. So Racing, obviously, for recovery, racing is in the title here. Talk a little bit about how activity plays into all this.
Well, Racing for Recovery has always been focused on a balanced, holistic lifestyle that exercise is a part of. For example, there was about 10 Racing for Recovery members in the pool this morning swimming before they were coming into our building for educational groups. So we believe that when you exercise first thing in the morning, you're improving not only physical fitness, but emotional fitness, and it's a motivation then to start adding other components to your sober life.
So you start off on a really good pace, and I think that can go for anybody, if you get your workout in first thing in the morning, right?
It's another example of how Racing for Recovery is, yes, we're focused on drugs and alcohol, but our program is really applicable to any, quote, normal person that's out there, because it's all based on health and wellness.
So what is, I guess, maybe the simplest way for people to get started on a road to sober living?
Well, we talked about this earlier, and I truly believe that when someone simply says to themselves, I've had enough, and that enough could be whatever. My family yelled at me because I got drunk on New Year's Eve, I lost my job, whatever that awakening is, that's where change begins. But it has to be based on consistency. And that's another thing that people don't understand. This takes a lot of work, but it brings benefits. And by consistently avoiding alcohol and drugs and implementing the things that we're talking about, you're going to find yourselves living a life that you never thought was possible.
And I've met a lot of people who have gone through this program and who are living sober lives now, and they say it's so wonderful. Their lives have changed so much for the better. So
for me, when I started this, it was simply to give back and help other people. And now that I can watch lives literally being transformed into betterment, it's awesome. And their families too. You can see the relief in family members, the peace that they have, the worry and anxiety that's gone because their loved one is sober now. It's a great thing to be involved with.
Yeah. Do you think that some people, though, they may pause as far as getting help because there could be some sort of stigma associated with that?
The only stigma that I think is associated with addiction is celebrating the benefits that come with it. People can do this. I think a lot of what we're dealing with, people have not succeeded so many times that they just think they can't do it. And people can get better.
Yeah.
If I can do this, anybody can do it.
And bringing an example of that, and there's so many others there at Racing for Recovery too that can help everybody every step of the way, right?
True.
Very good. So people need to call. Do you have a phone number? Or do they stop in? How does it work?
They can stop in. We have staff that will warmly greet you when you walk into our building out on Trust Drive, or call us at 419-824-8462. We're here to help you.
Very good. All right, Todd, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah. When we come back.